You're listening to the New York Sports Show, the #1 all New York sports podcast. Hosted by Dominic Konareski.
Hello and welcome to the New York Sports Show, America's #1 all New York sport podcast. I'm your host, Dominic Konareski. 116 to 112. That was the number in tonight's game as the Brooklyn Nets went up against the Boston Celtics, losing, only able to put up 112 points. Nets defense fell heavily on the ground, face forced to start off the series. Were never able to get anything positive going as they are swept out of the NBA playoffs now. Celtics advance on, and the Nets, yes, they had their fair share of injuries. Yes, they didn't have Kyrie Irving for a majority of the season. But this was still a team that everyone thought was going to go all the way and win the championship. They were able to get things together at the end of the season. They had a good trade deadline, getting Andre Drummond and Seth Curry. Why they would get Ben Simmons. If you told me that Ben Simmons was going to be a Brooklyn Net last year, I would think you were on some different kind of weed. Ben Simmons did not do anything in his Brooklyn Nets time. He was supposed to play in the playoffs. There were reports that he was going to play in the playoffs. Where was Ben Simmons in the playoffs? He was a no-show. Net fans, how do you feel? I would love to know how the players feel. You just got shown up by the Boston Celtics. A team that's, yes, good enough to make the playoffs. They're not going anywhere. They're not going anywhere. At least have some fight in you if you're going to get eliminated. I mean, a 4-0 sweep. It was a walk in the park. It was like the Celtics were going up against the Detroit Pistons. It was such a horrible series for the Nets. It was a defensive collapse. How do you even go into the offseason? You can't go into the offseason like this. There's such a sour taste in your mouth. It's like you had 20 lemons. Plus, it's a dumpster fire. Put some Carolina Reapers in it. It was a disgusting showing. Nets offense had a solid outing this whole series, especially at the end, able to put up triple-digit points, 112 points. It was the defense. The defense was not there. The defense was non-existent. If I were the Brooklyn Nets right now, I would be seriously thinking about the team roster. Yes, you could win regular season games. Regular season means nothing once you make it into the playoffs. That's when the whole new season starts. If you didn't do anything in the playoffs, you did not have a successful season. Some teams, their goal is just to finish at or just above 500 or go out win their division. The Nets' goal, of course, had to have been to at least make the NBA Finals. They were so close to making it last year, but no, it was Giannis Antetokounmpo knocking them out with the Milwaukee Bucks. Now you got Tatum knocking the Nets out with the Boston Celtics. Who would have thought? I would have thought. Someone probably bet money on the series that the Celtics were going to sweep the Nets in 4, and you know what? They are now a lot more richer than I will probably ever be in my life.